Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a minute, but just had to get back on here and talk about some nonsense that I've been going through with this dang on travel insurance. I was supposed to take a trip to Dubai and Thailand, and unfortunately couldn't make that trip. But because the plane tickets were expensive, I mean round trip from here to Thailand, then Dubai, then back to the U.S. That trip cost me like $1,500. So of course I'm going to, insure it. So I got travel insurance. I do find it funny now thinking back on it that, and I booked this through Expedia, but they only have one um, insurance company. I do have travel insurance through AAA, but I'm not too sure how all that works. Matter of fact, because of this experience right here, I am going to talk to AAA just to find out how their travel insurance works. So the next time, possibly I can go with this with AAA. But yeah, so I booked the flight. I was supposed to leave a couple of weeks ago. Then ended up going, which I'm glad because, well, something happened in Dubai. Dubai flooded, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, my coworker told me because she had a friend that went over there, and she saw me some pictures. I think 10 inches of rain, and that place was under like it looked like maybe 2 or 3 feet of water. And when it happened, I think I would have had just been arriving there. I would have got there either that Sunday or Monday, and I think it happened Monday or Tuesday. I mean, like the whole place flooded. So, but yeah, that was crazy. And I was like flooded because it's a arid, dry country, but they are a peninsula, so they are like sticking out in the water. So I thought maybe it was a hurricane or something. Nope, 10 inches of rain. But yeah, so I got the travel insurance and told them on the 7th that I'm not gonna make it. I think I got COVID, and that's another reason why I'm glad I did purchase the travel insurance because I work in public transportation. So this is like my third time getting COVID, twice at work. So called them, and I think the insurance company is Generali Insurance. Called them, let them know COVID-like symptoms. I'm not gonna be able to make that flight. What do I have to do? And they was like, oh, just send us a doctor's note. Just a doctor's note, and we'll get you squared away. So I was like, all right, that might take a time because I go through the VA, so the VA isn't like your regular, family practitioner or anything like that. Um, you have to, make an appointment. An appointment can take like up to a week to get up in there. So the guy told me, he was like, yeah, you need to do it before the flight or the day the flight's supposed to take off. So I'm like, if somebody gets sick that day, they gotta rush to the hospital to get all this information to get to you, so they can get their money back. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that don't make sense. I mean, but luckily I was able to get the get an appointment on the day that my flight was supposed to leave. So I submitted them the documentation, and of course it wasn't as easy as the dude made it out to seem. Now it's telling me I need to get more information. And it's like three other things they talking about they need, which they should have told me the first time, so I can have all of it ready the first time and gave it to them. But of course, they pushed the goalpost back. So one of the piece of document, which was the cancellation policy, I was having trouble with because I called Emirates, and this was the company. The flight that I was supposed to take was an Emirates flight, and I heard, I always heard good things about Emirates, but they just like the rest of them, they garbage too. And the cancellation policy that I did find for them, they basically said, yeah, 24 hours after you book, you can cancel. Otherwise, there's no refunds. But they did have exceptions. One of them was COVID, and I think it was something else. So, got a screenshot of that, got that. And so I called them up, like, yeah, look, cancel the flight, gonna make it, COVID-like symptoms. And they was like, well, give me your information. So I gave my information, and he was like, well, you need to contact the person that you booked the flight through. And I was like, I booked it myself. And he was like, no, you went through Expedia, so you got to contact Expedia. So I was like, all right, so I contact Expedia, tell them what's going on. So when I tell them I can't make it because of COVID-like, symptoms, the lady tells me that they need to check Emirates cancellation policies. So Emirates is sending me to Expedia. Expedia is going back to Emirates. Anyway, so she does that. And she was like, what's the reason you're canceling for? And I was like, COVID-like symptoms. Because at first she was saying that, unfortunately, there was nothing they can do because of, the 24-hour cancellation policy and stuff like that. But once you remember I said I had COVID, she said, all right, let me go back and check. And so she said, I do see an exception for COVID. So she took all my information, stuff like that, and they said they would be getting back in contact with me. So, and they did get back in contact with me fairly quickly. It was like, I think within like 1 or 2 days they did, but they was like, unfortunately, Emirates Airline doesn't allow exceptions for medical reasons. Even though in their cancellation policy, it says the exceptions COVID and something else. So Emirates like, yeah, go ahead, boy, man. You can go ahead and get on with that COVID. Don't matter. We'll send you to another country with your COVID. Or any other kind of, like, you missing a hand or, you bleeding profusely or something like that. Oh, come on board, man. Get on board. You good. So that's Emirates policy. That's the email they sent me. Because, but I told the Expedia lady that I did have travel insurance because they wanted me to fill out some paperwork too. So I was like, shoot, if, they give me my money back, then I can just tell the travel insurance that I'm good. They gave me the flight. Emirates gave me my money back. But they didn't, so I had to keep going through travel insurance to try to get my money. So like last week, I submitted the final paperwork that I asked for. Haven't heard anything from them since. Tried to call them today. Couldn't even get a hold of a customer service agent, going through my policy number and stuff. So I had to pick other options, so I wouldn't have to put my policy number in so I can actually get a customer service person on the phone. So talked to her. She actually gave me the number for the person that's supposed to have my policy, which I appreciate because I tried to contact this lady like 3 or 4 times. No return call, no email, nothing. It's like the person don't even exist. It's probably a desk sitting in a office space somewhere with a phone on it. And and an empty room because nobody's returned my call. So finally I had to go through my credit union to try to get this money back because as far as I'm concerned, I submitted all my paperwork and everything they asked for, give me my money back. So we're going to see how that is, but yeah, I'm definitely going to try to and hit up AAA just to see with their travel insurance and stuff. It was like, so, cause you take an expensive flight. I don't know why they can't be like Amazon, just give you your money back. I mean, yeah, people make excuses, blah 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 blah. But if they, I mean, how many times in a year is somebody going to book a flight and then try to cancel it? I mean, that don't make no sense. So it make more sense to me that if I'm buying this ticket from you and I can't make it for a good reason, just give me my money back. And I remember, they made it easy instead of getting money back. And of course, I'm gonna book with you again. But no, all that money that the United Arab Emirates and stuff is dishing out, to get Top Golf. I mean, not Top Golf. What is that? Live Golf and all them golf players and all these building their country all up for tourism and stuff, getting all these athletes to come over there. And you got an airline company nickel and diming people. It don't make any sense to me. But hopefully, I'll get this money back. I'm gonna try to book the trip again later when I do my cruise, and just be gone for a month again. But yeah, that's just. I'm so sick and tired of dealing with. I can't stand insurance. And all of these companies. I mean, all of these companies is terrible. It's like, but yeah, just wanted to share that. Finished looking at my Samurai Champloo, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to had to go put something else on my. I feel a tad bit chilly. So, but yeah, sorry. I was just listening to myself. Sorry, I sound like this. I got COVID 3 times, and every time I get it, my sinus is just worse and worse. So right now, if I feel like you can hear me breathing and stuff like that, because there's a whole bunch of shit going on in my nose right now. But yeah, so I'm hoping that my credit union can do something, at least get them on the phone and find out what's going on. But like I said, yeah, I'm gonna redo that trip. Plus, I need to take a long flight. That's the only thing that I'm really worried about is the flight. I look at too many documentaries. That's why my handle is The Scared Traveler. Too many documentaries. Documentaries done spoiled me. They done ruined me. I look at a documentary on how a pencil is made. I don't care. That stuff just, I like stuff like that. It just excites me. So, like I said, I look at documentary. Everything I've been looking at a lot of documentaries. So much so I had to stop. So, yeah, that's all I was worried about was that. I think it's like a 12 or a 16-hour flight over to Thailand, and so and it's funny because the first time I ever flew, I flew from Maryland to Alaska, and I didn't even think about it. I was in the military. I was going somewhere new for the first time, so I didn't even think about it. I got on that flight, was chilling, got out that flight. I ain't think about flying for 2 seconds. That was my first ever time flying, but now I just gotta suck it up. I suck it up, and I keep flying. I'd rather cruise, and you can't take a cruise over to Europe at least, so I can't do that. So that's what I'm thinking about when I go. But actually, can I? Nah. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about I could take a cruise over to Europe because it's only one way. It's not going to be a round trip one. So you would have to book it one way, and then you have to either fly back to the U.S. or take another cruise back to the U.S. But I think the next time I go somewhere, I'm going to do a cruise over to Europe, and then travel around like that. Unfortunately, I already got a cruise booked, so I will have to take a flight. Uh, well, I don't have to, but I probably will. I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's just been it's been a long 2 weeks. Car broke down, so I'm trying to decide whether I want to get another car again. And if you know me, you know I cannot stand having a vehicle. I can't stand car insurance. Right now, dealing with these Generali insurance, I can't stand this damn travel insurance either. But so that's the situation. I'm just basically taking public transit and stuff to work, which is expensive, but having a car is expensive too. So I'm still trying to make up my mind what I want to do. I do know for sure that I want to get some kind of electric bike, electric scooter. I might do both. Um, that will at least cut down. If I decide not to get a vehicle, that'll at least cut down on some of my expenses as far as having to take like a Uber or a Lyft to work. I mean, not to work, to the train station. And it's like I said, since I'm a public employee, uh, like Amtrak and Mark Train, they're under basically the same union I am. So I can pretty much get on there. You know, if the person, the conductors or whatever aren't, assholes, and they can, they'll let me ride for free. But it don't happen like that all the time. Sometimes they assholes and they be like, nope, we can't help you. But we get people all the time where I work at. Our company policy is nobody ride for free, but they not out there on the front line. So when all them 3-letter agencies and all them different police and everything come through, going to push them through. And when Amtrak, because Amtrak ride, not so much Mark. I don't really see Mark where I'm at, but I do see Amtrak. Like, go ahead, let them through. So yeah, that's what I'm deciding. I did find. I found a scooter I liked. It was over at one of the metro stations that I work at. They had a scooter store and an electric bike store, which is nice. So around in the same area, they probably 20-minute walk apart. But so I went to each one. Most of that stuff is like a bike or a scooter is like 5,000. I mean, in a brick and mortar place, on Amazon or online, you can get them cheaper than that. The only thing, because I was going to get it through Amazon, the only thing with that is a lot of these places are overseas, somewhere like China or something like that. So if you got problems with it, you got to try to get a hold of them and I mean, what they going to do, because a lot of the places over here that fix stuff, they might not work on something that they don't have some kind of contract through or that they sell. For instance, like say in a brick and mortar place I go to and the scooter I like, they all made by like ABC company, but I go online and buy a bike from EFG company and something's wrong with it, I take it to them. The ABC people might not want to fix it because they don't have no contract with them, or they can't for whatever reason, they don't want to work on it. So that's why I'm mostly looking at the brick and mortar places to get this scooter and e-bike, because in each of those stores they also worked on the scooters and bikes right there in the store. And when I was talking to the person in the e-bike store, I can't remember his name. I think it was David, something like that. They was actually in there working on the bike when I was coming in, and the guy whose bike they was working on, he was actually in there while they was like making adjustments and stuff to a new bike that he was getting. And this dude, he had to be retired. So he had so much stuff on his e-bike. I mean, he had front and rear cameras. He had like 2 rear cameras. He had like a monitor on the handlebar so he can look and see what was showing in the rear cameras. He had 2 GoPros on it, one in the front, one in the back, and something else. I mean, the junk, he had it hooked up. But he told me he biked like did he? Nah, because what I'm thinking, he said, I know he ain't say 100 miles. But I don't know, he said he biked like a lot of miles a day. And I think he might have lived in Bethesda and he would bike into DC or something like that. But he did a lot of biking. So talking to him was good and it was informative. And after I went there, then I went to a electric scooter store. The guy at the e-bike store actually told me about them because I said I was looking for a scooter as well, and he didn't have scooters. He just had e-bikes. So the guy in the e-bike store, he was he was a little less helpful than the guy in the e-bike store, but he was telling me, because I'm a big guy, he was like, yeah, you're gonna need like a heavier, or like basically like a bigger scooter, or I would burn. He said, I would burn out the motors. He said we would burn out the motor, because he was a big guy. He wasn't as big as me, but he was a big guy too. And he actually, one of the ones I was looking at, he said he had as well. And this was a big scooter. This scooter was big. And they was all so heavy. I was like, man, how heavy are these things? And he was like, the one I was looking at, he's like, that thing probably weighed like between 70 or 90 pounds. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get, what? 90 pounds? How the fuck am I supposed to get this around? 90 pounds? Man, the 3 schools I looked at, all them motherfuckers was heavy. Like, and I don't mean like, and it was an awkward heavy, because, with the weight of the scooter, it's all from the battery and stuff like that. That's why they were so heavy. And so you got the part that you stand on, which is basically 99% of the scooter, and then you got the little pole with the handle on it. So it's awkward and it's heavy as hell. And my house got a lot of steps, but to get in the house I only gotta go up 3 steps, but I can't even get that motherfucker up 3 steps. I would have to put a ramp in or something if I get it. And then I was thinking about how it would work when me commuting to work. I know I can get it on the MARC. I don't know about Amtrak. I don't really see a lot of people. I don't think I ever seen anybody with like a bike or anything on Amtrak. I know I've seen people with bikes on MARC, so I can probably take it on there, and I can take it on Metro. But you have to use like an elevator. You can't even. You probably can't even use an escalator with that thing. That thing is so damn heavy. Dang. So, man, I think I might have to go with the e-bike first. Yeah, maybe purchase the e-bike first and then just have this scooter, for just going around, Baltimore or something. Oh boy, but I gotta figure out something, especially with Uber tripping. I don't know what's going on with Uber, but the drivers they telling me that like Uber done dropped the prices and stuff, and now that they can see where the customer wants to go before they even get in the vehicle, because before they didn't know where the customer was going until they got in the car, and they notified their customers in the car and stuff. Then they knew where they was going. But now that they know where you want to go before you even get in the vehicle, basically when you order the trip, they know where you want to go. Because at night when I get off work, I take I work right now. I work in Montgomery County and sometimes in DC. So that trip from Montgomery County to Baltimore was usually like $43. The last time I did it, it was almost 47. And Uber taking a lot of money from these drivers. So if the trip was 43, Uber was probably taking like maybe like $18 or something like that. So somewhere around that. So basically the driver was only getting like 24, and late at night you got to drive to Baltimore and you only getting $24, and they don't know if the customer going to tip or not, because it's not required that you tip. So one night I was out there like 20 minutes waiting for Uber, because when I ordered that trip, it showed about 4 or 5 Uber vehicles out there. They was denying that trip left and right. It took Uber like 3 minutes searching to find drivers, and when you book it, you can look on there and you can see the screen moving around like they trying to locate drivers. That shit was moving all over the damn place. Couldn't find nobody. So eventually Uber's like, yeah, we can't find nobody, and they gave me my money back. And also what I noticed is Uber got more choices for rides. So the regular Uber X, nobody wanted to take me to Baltimore, which I understand. $24, you gotta go all the way to Baltimore, which is like an hour away, 45 minutes to an hour away driving. So I had to look at Uber Comfort. Uber Comfort, that was $55. So I clicked on that one, and eventually they did find somebody. This dude was out in like Silver Spring or something. So it took him like 10 minutes just to get to me. Then, so that was one night. Then the next night, it was the same thing. Except I ain't had to wait like 20 minutes. This one took probably about, I said like 12 to 15 minutes. But so, man. And I guess I could stay at work because, the public transportation, it's a 24/7 operation. Even though they might not be taking customers, 24 hours a day, they still got, stuff going on around the clock. So, but, it's nice to sleep in your own bed, so I ain't really want to have to sleep at work. But, man, oh my goodness. I got to think of something to do. But when I tell you I really don't want no car, I do not want a car. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later.